Hey everybody, Gears here with a look at the wing for the car. I don't have too much to talk about. It's really just to get a look at it overall. The engine spike here, I'm going to be making one of these, and this is pretty much done. And then I'll cast it, and then I'll have two, or as many as I like. Details in here, I got to smooth those out a little. I built up these sweeps with Ava's epoxy. I got them almost symmetrical. They're close. Clearly I have a lot more work to get them rounded and fitted into place. I think one thing new to this video is these nose cones, which are not new themselves, but they used to have a body attached to them at the back. That body is now in here, buried under Ava's epoxy. The circular plastic had slots in it which allowed it to balance the wing perpendicular and parallel, so those are fixed in there now on both sides for good, and this thing has gotten pretty heavy. Not more than like say 5 or 6 pounds, but it's still a good weight to it. Furthermore, all the weight is at the edges, and there's a seam line straight down the middle. In fact, you might even be seeing it right there, but that could be a pen. Over on the other side, flipping it around, or flipping us around, same deal, a bit of work to do to get them both going. And the nose cones, when they're ready, will slide into place. So what this means is that I'm going to have to put clay. These stop right at this clay line right there, which stops at this line right here. So at the very least, I have to cast up to that line, and then I can clay off everything below there so that I don't have too difficult a time making a casting of this thing. That's about 1 inch depth, and that's already going to be in a really tight 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8, somewhere in there kind of range. So that's not going to be particularly easy. The other big question I need to resolve is how I'm going to mold this for casting. I expect I am going to need a front cap, 1 piece, a rear cap, 2 pieces, and a top and bottom, or a front and back. I expect it's a top and bottom, but do I cut that top up here on this line? Do I cut it on this line? Because this is going into the wind, do I cut it down here so that there's no chance of the air penetrating those 2 seams and it's going underneath that? If I cut the seam line for the mold down here, where do I do it up here? Is it at the top? Is it at the middle? And so on. So there are a number of decisions that need to be made for that, but those are still a little ways off. And yeah, that's definitely a paint line. Phew, thank you. This is already split down the middle once before, and it's not going to be a good thing if it does it again. So yeah, what's this look like here? Not very graceful looking right at the moment, but that's the idea. In order for this particular piece to fit into place, I'd have to carve out that middle bit to accommodate that, and it's just a little too wide, so I need to shave down this outer side and probably make a bit of a lip so that it can slide into there better. Because otherwise, that's about as much straight angle as I want coming out of this. If we go over to our reference here, you can see that's definitely a straight line, which then swoops into the curve. So if we take a look at this here, I definitely don't quite have that curve going on, but once I get that straight line in there, I just might. Well, that's pretty close right there, huh? So yeah, I need to emulate that little flat bit there. and it's going to be something like that. In fact, I might go sand it now. So, thanks for watching. See ya.